Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Did a new printer get released today? I've been living under a rock. No, not Iraq. I haven't been hanging out with Saddam in the little... Remember that? That was a meme. That was a funny meme. I remember those days. How's everyone doing today? Look at my feet, I guess there's some... Yeah, I think there's a new printer out. I think... Camera is focusing on this one shiny piece of filament. By the way, behold all the parts for the legs. If you're wondering why we're doing this today, why we're building a Gundam today, it's because I don't have room and I need to make room. So we're building the Gundam today, or building the legs for the Gundam today. Yeah, so we're doing that today. Also, it is going to be a shorter stream today. Today is the last week of the summer schedule. Just this week is the last week of the summer schedule. That means starting next week, we go back to regular 3-hour streams because little guy goes back to school. School. Someone did some. I know I woke up and I checked my YouTube feed and it's like 8 videos in the row of H2S, H2S, H2S. So for those that are unaware, I do not have an H2S. Bambu won't talk to me, and I'm okay with that. They don't like the fact that I didn't like the fact that their machine smoked in my house, and I had some concerns about the way they operate as a business. So they do what they did with most content creators who dare to critique them and shitlisted me. But I'm still in the 3D printing industry, so obviously I have thoughts and opinions and whatnot. So TLDR, H2S, in my opinion, that's fine printer. Probably fine. It's starting to get into the weird point though, where I think, go watch Tom's video. I watched a couple videos. I watched Stefan's. I skimmed through a couple others. Go watch Tom's video, Tom 3D, Tom's Hand Ladder, made with layers. Go watch his video. I think his video is probably one of the better ones. I think, at least in terms of their thoughts, near like aligning mostly with mine. And that is, if you just want a big dumb printer, I'm kind of mixing his thoughts and my thoughts. If you kind of want a big dumb printer, like I want to just make helmets, there are already options out there that are bigger and cheaper. For example, like the K2 Plus. I haven't used the K2 Plus. My only experience with the K series is the K1C. I didn't have any issues with it. It seemed fine. And I know a few people have used K2 Pluses, and it's like, it's Creality, so it's kind of hit and miss, but judging by the Bambu subreddit, Bambu's been kind of hit and miss lately with quality and support. But anyways, also Grant's whole thing with the fires that he's investigating. So yeah, if you like the Bambu, it's an X1C but bigger. It's an H2D without the D. But it seems to be, it's going to be replaced because I think they stopped the X1 production, the X1C, which is their oldest printer. So it looks like they're just kind of, this is going to be the new flagship. Well, H2D is the flagship, but it's an H2D without the D. So if you just want something that prints big helmets and whatnot, and you want to stay in the Bambu ecosystem, it's probably neat. It's probably neat. It'll probably sell like hotcakes, like everything else they do. I personally wouldn't buy one. You guys know my stance, but I have some people in my community that are looking at buying it, and it'll serve them well. It seems like a decent printer. Is this the end of Prusa? No, but it's definitely the end of the Palette 300. Remember this guy? It came out, they announced it a little while ago. They're doing a Kickstarter, and they're doing the swapping nozzle things, and it's totally original. Well, Bambu and their Bambuidness, Controlled C and Controlled V, and oh look, they got some Palette 300 in their Index clone. I don't like this. I don't like seeing this. Couple things. One, marketing wank. They're like, oh, we've been working on this for 3 years. No, you haven't been working on 3 years. You've been working on printers for 3 years. You started working on this when you copied Bambu. Ooh. Stop talking. It seems a lot like this was... Let me put on the correct hat for this. Let me put the correct hat for this. We need to be wearing the correct hat for this. This was not 3 years. This is, oh shit, we need to copy index. Purge is a massive waste with bamboos. They poop a lot. Everyone knows this. So they're like, how can we fix this system? Well, Vortek index, but not doing it the proper way. They're doing nozzle swapping. So they have this whole system. I mean, here, I could just pull up their blog post. I think they put out a blog post about it. Yeah. So they have this whole system to swap out the hot end automatically. Okay. So this is basically the same system. This does 12 colors, by the way. This only does 7. Also, they cut the filament. This defeats the whole purpose of the index system. They've broken the system on an index. And for those that don't know what an index is, the Vortek index was shown off in April. Let me pull it up here. Hey, look, this guy did a nice video on it. This guy's a good guy. But essentially, you have multiple tools that each have filament going to it, okay? And the tool head just goes, grabs the tool that has the filament loaded on it. It heats it up wirelessly using inductive heating. It's all wirelessly, so that's nothing new. So it's wirelessly, it picks it up, and it just grabs it, starts heating, and goes. The problem is, Bambu rushed this out and slapped it into an existing printer. They didn't make a dedicated printer for this system. They made this work with the H2D. Tinfoil hat, why do you think it's 7 tools? Well, it's 6 tools plus the 1 tool that's already on the H2D, because the H2D is 2 nozzles. So, by the way, we are doing stuff. I'm just yapping while I clean support off. So it's 6 tools plus the already on tool. Why not 8? Well, because you had to make this work in your existing system. Why this complicated docking, undocking mechanism that like has to like do this whole song and dance? Because you're shoehorning it into your existing printer ecosystem. And also you're cutting the filament, which means you still need an AMS. You need 2 AMSs because it's 6 colors. AMSs are 4. So now you need 2 AMSs to use all 6 colors. You still need to wait for the full retract out. You still need to wait for the full feed in. And also when that filament comes back in, it's not connected to the filament that's already in the hot end, which means if you go to start printing right away and do a retraction, you're not really, you're letting off the pressure, but you're not doing any suction there because the filament's not connected. You have cut the filament. So you're probably going to have to do a bit of a purge to get the filament reconnected, at least get it all melted back together. So this is, like, no offense, this is a better system. This is better than their existing system with the purge. Do not get me wrong. This will cut down on purge and this will probably work pretty good. But it just screams of shoehorning. Like, we need to come up with something. This is 12 colors, so if you want more colors, there's 12, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot cheaper. This is going to be on top of the cost of the H2D, so it's going to be like another couple $100 on top of your H2D. And it doesn't work as good. It doesn't have all the same features and capabilities of the index because you're still having to cut the filament, you're still having to do a full retract, you're still having to do a full feed, you're still going to need 2 AMS systems to feed it. This doesn't need any additional feeders. Each one of these tools is $35. You buy the tool head and $35 and you can slap on as many tools as you want. And oh, by the way, you can put this system on any printer you want. Obviously, this is only going to work on the Bambu. So it screams of you should have designed a dedicated printer for this system if you were going this way, but you shoehorned it into an existing system. And for those that have been part of the Voron team or involved in Voron for long enough, you remember the jetpack. There was a period in time with Voron where everyone was Bowden, right? Bowden was the cool stuff. You wanted a Bowden hot end, right? Because it was lighter. Well, then you know, direct feed has a lot of advantages though, better flow control and whatnot. So, well, what if you want both, the best of both worlds? Well, you take your extruder and you mount it on your X carriage, or you mount it behind your gantry, right? So core XY, you mount it to the Y gantry. So that way you have a very short boat and run, because it only goes from the Y gantry to the tool head. So you only have to deal with the one axis. So you get a very short boat and run, and you lighten the tool head. You still don't have the extruder on the tool head. The problem is you still have a boat and run, and you still have to carry this weight around, only in one axis instead of two. So you think you're solving both problems, but you're basically half-assing both solutions. Either go full direct feed or go full boat in, because you lose the advantages of both to get slight benefits of both. This, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm not saying it's a bad system. It doesn't seem proper. It doesn't seem like they're integrating it properly. They're throwing away a lot of the advantages of this system to kind of make it work in their existing ecosystem, instead of trying to make a dedicated printer to take full advantage of this ecosystem. They're like, well, we could just slap it in this. But yeah. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let me put my normal hat back on and get back to work. So yeah, H2S, probably fine. If you want a big dumb printer, there's cheaper options out there, but if you want to stay in the Bambu ecosystem because that's what you like, it'll serve you well. H2C with the Vortek system, I think is kind of half-assed. I think it seems very half-assed. It seems like they're not taking full advantage of the system they're cloning. So yeah. Anyways, back to work. Steve Knobs gets a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. Cheers and appreciate it. I am running out of, my bin is full. My bin of support material is full from this project. Does anyone want like 20 pounds of support material? I have about 20 pounds of support material. Anyone want 20 pounds of support material? Can't type now. Cats have vacated the lab. Oh no. Oh, you can type now. The cats have vacated the lab. Ah. So if you're wondering, this is the, I know what this looks like. Don't get any ideas, but legit, this is the crotch support for the Gundam. This fits, here is the waist, and then this part goes into here, and this is where the tube goes. Should print the beam rifle. Apulo, I have like a list of things that are on the list of things I have to print. I'm printing backpack parts right now, and parts for the base. And then I gotta try and figure out if I'm gonna actually do the shield, because I have about a month to get this all done and built and ready. And then I also have other projects I want to start doing. So yeah. So by the way, for those wondering, I did the Bambu talk right at the very beginning of the stream. So that way, if somebody jumps in stream and asks my opinion, I can just say, go back and watch the beginning of the stream, because we started right away talking about it, and get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay. Now we're actually going to get to the fun part. And build some Gundam legs. So we got our gloop, we got our 3D gloop, we have gloves that I'm probably gonna forget to wear for half of this, and we have 3 bins of parts. Let me go get I don't even have a scale. Yeah, you know what? I'll weigh it all when it's done. I'm just gonna put the Gundam on a freight scale. Did Bambu send me an H2D? Oh no, they don't talk to me at all. Bambu does not talk to me at all. I am firmly on their shit list, I bet. They don't talk to me at all. Let's start with the right leg, which is the left leg. Yeah, left leg. We'll start with the left leg. By the way, I cheated. All the parts in black are CF PET G except for these parts, because I literally ran out of CF PET G. So I started using regular PET G. And it kind of worked, Unfortunately, it doesn't stick to the PLA for support material as well as the CFPETG does. So I had some warping, but everything's still functional, and these parts get completely enclosed with other parts, so you don't see it anyways. So in terms of me caring, I don't. Little support required. Okay. By the way, I had some fun. I put some PLA support that I had, just some leftover support, in my dryer while I was drying out some PETG. It turns all mushy. It's actually kind of fun to play with. Get some like support material and just put it in a dryer and let it get super hot, and then it's all gummy. It's fun to play with. These squeezers are horrible. This one's... But yeah, it was funny waking up and checking my Facebook, my YouTube feed, and it's like, all it is like 20 videos about H2S's from all the 3D printing content creators. Like, oh, what scale is that? 110? Yeah, 110. Uno diso. Diso uno? Uno diso. Okay, so let's get the instructions out and start working on this. So while I'm working on this, I'm making a giant robot. What are you making? You're making a mess. That's what you're making. Why? Because you always make a mess. Oh. Hey, what do you have next week? School. So go clean up. Well, it's the H2, because they dropped the X. So it's the H2, and then it's a single. And then the H2D for dual, and H2C for copy, because it copies the index. That's what I'm going to roll with. I'm going to roll with that. It's the H2C because it copies the index. Or actually, no, I'm not even going to give them that much credit. It copies the palette. It copies the palette. The Atom Pro or whatever it's called palette. So there you go. It's the H2 copy. Oh, I'm staying on their shit list. I know that. That's okay. So yeah, so every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. Do this now. We will be doing the draw at the end of the stream, probably around 1 o'clock. So enter for that, and we will get up on that. And then I'm going to put you over here because I don't need you right now. You go there. You go here. You go there. You come over here. You come here. There's a lot of leg parts to this. Why would you want of it and want to knock off Trident or Legacy? I mean, they fully admitted that they were inspired by Voron with the, I mean, they reference the Voron Trident in their patents for the X1. And here's the thing, I'm okay with that. Voron's an open source project. Just all you have to do is disclose that you base stuff off the original designs. That's all you have to do. You just have to disclose source. The problem is you can't disclose source when you're a closed source company. So anything that is directly copied from open source, you can't close it. That's the rule. So they're just inspired by Voron, as they say, which honestly, I really don't care. It's open source. Voron isn't a for-profit company. It's when they just straight up rip off companies' ideas. Then it gets a little like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all good for the end user. That's the thing. But it's like, come up with some original ideas. The one original idea they have that I give them full credit for is the AMS system with the auto buffering. That was a really good thing. The original AMS system, as wasteful as it is, the original AMS system with the auto rewinding feature and all that built into that system is a really good system. They haven't been able to come up with a game-changing original idea since. So everything is just kind of like, it's very Apple-esque. Just take something somebody else did and just kind of refine it a bit, which is good for the user. The end user has a great time with this kind of system. There's a reason Bambu does really good. They sell like hotcakes, is because they have this system in place. Okay, so we need these two pieces, that piece, and that piece. Okay, so it looks like I need to, oh shoot. These have a lot of support. These have a lot of support I gotta clear out. Okay. Oh man, I should not have printed all these at once. At least, yeah, they completely dropped the whole LiDAR thing. If that system was so good, why did they drop it on every printer other than the first one? Yeah, now if you want to get quality prints on your Bambu, you have to buy a like $100 bed to calibrate your XY motion. Greg, 5 pounds. Cheers and appreciate it. People who are on Bambu Shield resist. I mean, I never signed up for their affiliate program, so I don't, you know, being overly critical doesn't, I don't lose anything. I feel bad for the content creators that were on their affiliate program that decided to make a video that Bambu didn't like. It got kicked off. The one guy who broke embargo, yeah, that's his fault. But like, if you make a fun video going and purchasing a printer and then unboxing it in the back of your car and you get shit canned for that, that tells me everything I need to know about you as a company. Think Starship will launch today? I'm hoping. The past 2 nights have been watching till negative 40 seconds and then ending. I'm hoping it launches today. But apparently the weather is worse today than it was yesterday, so we'll see. If it launches, it launches. If it don't, it don't. These are really annoying to clear out, this stupid. Also, what do you guys want for video this weekend? Do you want my long-term opinions on Prusa printers? Now that I've had, I have all of their modern printers, the Core 1, the Mark 4S, and the XL, and I have like 1,000+ hours on all of them. Do you want a kind of, not quite a review, I hate doing reviews, but a thoughts and opinions on long-term Prusa use video? Or do you want like budget printing accessories and tips? Which one? Yeah, well, you need to pick one. First one? Okay. Well, not budget printers, not budget printers. Just like budget printing accessories and tips. Top 10 tools. Yeah, I know, it's funny. It's like every content creator in every platform or in every like niche has their like equivalent of the, well, I need to put out a video this week. I guess I might as well do it about this type video. Prusa. I think we're going to talk about the Prusas. Start recording that tonight then. So I'll be honest, now that I have a lot of hours on them, I get it. Like, I didn't get my first Prusa printer until like 2 years ago. Like, I didn't get a Prusa printer till relatively recently. That was because for the longest time, they never even gave out printers to reviewers or content creators. Now they do, but they used to not. So. Three Core 1s, 1 XL, 5 tool, 1 XL, Mini. The Mini needs a horrible update. And honestly, you want my what Prusa needs to do in the future? XL2 with an index system. That's what I want to see next. If you want to know what I want to see from Prusa next, an XL2, use the existing XL bed, but build the frame of the printer like the Core 1 with the Vortek index system. Talk to Bondex, license that shit, do it properly, don't just clone it. Prusa fail rate versus the others. I have over 23,000 tool changes on my XL. 23,000. It's got, I don't know, it's done like 1,000 hours of printing in the past 2 months. 20 kilograms, over 20 kilograms. The only fails I've had on the XL are fails that I like to call printer agnostic. What that means is like the print warped, which bumped the tool head, which caused it to fail docking because it wasn't lined up. So the printer paused, yelled at me, I went over, I cut the part of the print that was warping, I redocked the tool head, it rehomed and it resumed the print and it finished successfully. Which was this part right here. So the only failures I've had on it are like printer agnostic failures. Stuff that like can happen to any printer, right? Your print warping off the bed has nothing to do with the printer. It has to do with your settings and did you clean the bed or put anything on the bed? Oh, you tried printing PLA or ABS in an open air printer in a breezy room? Well, there you go. But yeah, if you're wondering what I want to see from them next, XL2, build the frame like the Core 1, and use the index system on it. I think that would be a very good middle ground. Because the problem with the XL is the price. The problem with the XL is the price. If the XL was half the price that it is right now, everyone would love it, and it would sell like hotcakes. The problem is it's pricey, and the thing is you can't really get around that. They're, you know, a European company. Yes, they're in the Czech Republic, which is one of the cheaper European countries for like manufacturing and whatnot, but they are still a European company that, you know, pays their employees and, you know, European wages with European vacations and all that jazz. And they source stuff, they're trying to source stuff as locally as possible, in-house as much as possible, et cetera, et cetera. Costs are gonna be the costs. You really can't get around that shit. It is what it is. Like, believe me, I'm sure if they could sell the XL at, you know, for 5 tools for $2,000, they would. But it do be what it is, though. Yep, they're good. When I go to 3D Printopia next month, it's coming up quick. I will be stopping in at Printed Solid to do a video on their new location. So there will be a Printed Solid update video on their new location when I get back from 3D Printopia. Also, after printing, like PETG, everyone hates PETG because it's gummy and it's messy. I printed this entire Gundam in PETG using the default profiles on Prusas. And like, everything's been perfect. Okay, what else do I need? So I need 2 of these. So which ones are these? The L and the L4. So the question is, which one is which? Because I have L and R here. And of course, I'm an idiot and I didn't label anything. So, okay, so we got chonky and unchonky. This looks like chonky with chonky up and teeth on the right. So chonky up, teeth on the right. So this is L. Now, am I building the L one? I am building the L one. Okay, so that is that one. So that means this one's right. Oh wait, no. Yeah, this is that one, which means this one is the right one. Now, we have this guy, which is skinny with teeth on the left. That's skinny up, teeth on the left. Yeah. And then, what else do I need? Metal Gear. And by Metal Gear, I mean anthracite gray. I can't remember what PET stands for. PETG gear. And now, so these parts envelop that part, and then these parts go on there, and then this index is, oh, this goes in there. Okay, so we're gonna need you. Yeah, I don't have my XL enclosed. Mine's still open frame. And yeah, the price of the XL is its biggest problem. Like, looking at it with all the umbilicals and everything, it's kind of gangly. But it makes sense because you need umbilicals for a tool changer, because all the tools have to be able to move everywhere, and trying to like enclose that in some sort of drag chain or something would be a nightmare. That's why I'm thinking, hey, for an XL2, do something like an index system. Like reach out to Vortek, license that shit, do it properly, and go with that system. Because then that way you have a tool changer with only one tool head. So you only need to run one set of wires to it. And then you can just line up the whole back of the printer with tools. You can fit like a dozen tools on an XL sized. Damn it, Joe, you better be listening right now. You better be building this thing. Now I want this, I'm talking about a hypothetical printer I want Prusa to make, and now I want one. It doesn't exist. It's just me yapping. Seriously, just take how you build the Core 1 frame, scale it up to the 360, use the XL frame, okay? Or use the XL bed, and then on the XL where you have the 5 tools at the back, just line them all up with Vortek index tools. Yes, you're still gonna have a top hat. You can't get away from the top hat, but hey, you've been into injection molding lately, just do an injection molded top hat. Okay, and go with a proper square frame. Go with a proper square frame this time. And put a fan on the electronics, damn it. That way it won't overheat in my garage. But yeah. Well, that's gonna be interesting because Vortek is, as far as I'm aware, they were gonna patent or trademark some of the ideas for some of the stuff they're developing for their system, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see if anything comes of that. And for those wondering, I have no problem with the company patenting or like protecting stuff that they spent money developing on their own. I have no problem with companies, you know, as long as it's not something stupid and obvious like standoffs, slice. But like if you spend the time actually developing some new technology or something and you want to protect that and your investment, it makes sense. So first gen devices tend to be clunky. Honestly, it's funny. The XL and the Mark IV are the first gen device for the Core 1. Because the Mark IV had the extruder tool head. The XL was like their first foray into stamped sheet metal frames. You take everything you learned on the XL and the Mark IV, you have the Core 1, which is a great printer. So. Okay, so let's start building. So we have this, and then we have this gear that goes on here. So this is what I mean about a lot of the sloppiness, because I don't think I'm going to actually end up building this properly. I think this is all going to be, so if you're wondering, you see all these plates here, it's because this whole thing is designed to like open up and do a bunch of movement, and I don't think we're going to be doing that. As much as I would like for this to be all cool and have gimmicks, the fact that I'm going to be bringing this all the way to 3D Printopia in my car, and then it's going to be set up for several days, people are going to touch it, and there's going to be like a lot of I don't want this constantly falling apart. I don't want this constantly falling apart. I'm a little worried about it constantly falling apart. So we're probably going to glue a lot of stuff together. XL is probably derived from the AFS. The AFS and the XL, I think, were developed like at the same time. So that goes like that. And then we got skinny guy goes here. And then this guy goes on here. And the whole point of this is so you can like it's supposed to do this kind of thing. But because of the whole sizing issue, it's not working. So we're probably gonna end up gluing it all together. But yeah, you can see here, like on the front panel, this is that front plate here. So this is supposed to like open up for cooling. It's a Gundam. Gundams usually have like, you know, gimmicks, and you can move stuff around on them and whatnot. So like panels move, and like, you know, it's a Gundam. There's posability to it. You're supposed to be able to pose these. So we're probably going to end up just kind of glooping it all together. Okay. So now this is going to be fun because we have this. Goes like that. Ooh, it actually fits pretty good. All right. So we have this. We have that. That. Okay. And now the fun part is this and this have to have this in here and then lock into this, which is the right leg, but everything is labeled on this backwards. It's kind of annoying. All the parts for this are labeled left and right, but it's based on you looking at the Gundam, not the actual Gundam. So this is my right arm, but on the Gundam, it's the left arm because I'm looking at it. So this is the right arm because I'm looking at it, and that's the right. Yeah. Andrew Rogers, 999, cheers and appreciate it. Sorry I'm late, been tapping threads fun. Dude, what size threads? What you tapping? Hey, what you tapping? I've had to tap threads in my time. Okay, so that is that. So I got half of mine just to put some gloop on here for now, just to hold it, but we will come back to this later. If I can get the, uh-oh, come on. There we go, okay. So now we gotta figure out the fitment for this, because this has to index onto this, and then, yeah. So we're gonna have to shim that. Shim, shimmy, shim, shim. I bought new tape for shimming. Bought more. Dude, I did a, I put in a resupply with Polymaker last night, put it that way. I've got some project ideas with the Venture XL, and I need a bunch of filament for it, so I put in a resupply with that. Did I see the Bambu video? Yes. If you want my thoughts and opinions, go watch the very beginning of the stream because I talked about it then. But TLDR, I'm not that impressed. The H2S seems pretty decent for if you just wanted a bigger X1. The H2C with the tool changer looks like a half-baked implementation of the Vortek index system, where it sacrifices a lot of the benefits of the system so they can slap it on an existing printer to save money instead of developing a new printer from scratch to fully take advantage of the system. So it kind of seems like half-assed. So. If you're wondering what I'm doing, why I'm putting blue tape on this, this is shim. Blue tape, it's got a bit of give to it. Well, any tape does, but I use blue tape because, hey, we're 3D printing people and you probably have a ton of this. It allows you to basically like shim up joints to get them nice and tight without, and still having movement. Just call them a hoe. What? Huh? Did you get a new Fiberon ASA? Ooh, I didn't see that. I did get some PPS CF20. I'm going to try printing a drone frame out of it, which means we're going to have to design a drone frame. So we'll be doing that on stream. You guys get to watch me hack away trying to design a drone frame on stream. That'll be fun. Vortek looks cool. Here's the thing. I think it's a good system. I just think it's really underbaked because it doesn't do everything that it should be doing. It's like somebody took index and it's like, yeah, we don't need all the advantages of the index system. We're going to throw away a bunch of it so we can reuse our printer. Yeah, Brian, go look up Vortek index. Vortek is a copy of Vortek index. They're doing the same thing as index, but they're not doing it as good. Yeah, see? So now this is nice and snug. There we go. Okay, so this is good now. So now we got to figure out this part. Shim that up. Draw design. Oh, we ain't doing any AI design. We don't do clanker shit here. Except for when we do clanker shit here, because we do play around with an AI bot every now and then. I gotta bring Alt up here in the garage. Alt's just been chilling in the basement. Okay, this is a knee joint, so I need it pretty stiff. Now, the drone design is going to be pretty easy because I'm going to take a design that already exists and just modify it for 3D printing. Technically, the RX-78-2 is a clanker. I guess. I mean, it's not sentient. So, like, in my opinion, you know, everyone's calling, you know, AI's clanker. Clanker is a non-sentient AI. That's my kind of justification for the term. You know, it's like, yeah, it's what they call the droids in Star Wars. That's what the clone troopers called the droids in Star Wars, was clankers. But I'm like, a non-sentient AI is a clanker. That's kind of my internal definition. Learning machine. The problem is LLMs don't learn. They're trained on data, but once they've been trained, they can't ongoingly learn. Because you need like thousands of GPUs to train it. So, and then it spits out the final AI that you use. So it's not actively learning. That's the problem with a lot of the LLMs. They're not actively learning. Okay, so now we got to put this together. So this is this leg. So this is the front. So we have This part goes here. This goes like that. It goes like that. We'll probably end up gluing that all together, but for now, that can live like that. And then we have this going down. Yeah, that seems right. Okay. And then that will go on here. And then this go on here. So we need some gloop. We need to be glooping it. Well, I get the clamps. Guess who forgot to buy clamps? Yeah, LLMs are very good predictive text machines that regurgitate stuff they already know. Oh, no, land. That stupid fly's still in here. That stupid fly's still in here. Go. Yeah, I'm paranoid about clamping it because it's like I really don't want to accidentally pinch any of the, or not pinch, crush any of the super critical parts, so. There we go. I need 1, 2, 3 blocks. I need 1, 2, 3 blocks. Why am I talking like that guy who sings? No pew pews. It's not a pew pew. It is a Nerf blaster. And yes, I'm still paranoid about that. But that fly is really annoying. But yeah, this is the, if all goes well, or this should be the last stream of the early time slot. Or, I mean, we'll still have the early time slot, but I mean the last short stream of the summer. So we'll be back to 3-hour streams come, I really have to have this dry, or this has to be really set. because this is a super critical part of the Gundam. It's the knee joint. So it's got to be really, really dry, really, really set. Okay, so that's that one. Because the next part is put on all this armor. So let's find all this armor pieces here. We should have movement in here. Yeah, we do have movement in there. And this. Yeah. So let's find these pieces. Here. Seem tight. Yeah. Also, I had to order filament so I could start printing parts for the stealth changer. Back to spool. Yeah, Polymaker's still having their back to spool sale. Go buy some filament from Polymaker and save some money. Okay, so we got this piece here, which is this the left or the right? Oh, this is the, okay, that one's that one. This one's that one, okay. So the funny thing is, once I get these legs together, I technically can build the Gundam. I'll have enough of it where I can actually put the body together. I'm hoping to get it done. And I'm hoping to do a filler video this week. And then next week would be the final video of the Gundam series. Although I am... we'll see, because the Gundam series video is not doing good at all, unfortunately. I'm kind of a bit disappointed. Like, I think Sunday's video has like 1,500 views, which is not good. I might just use my new composting bin. The county gave everyone new bins for composting for like, oh, for food waste. Problem is, we don't really make a lot of food waste in my house. Like, obviously there is food waste, but it's not like enough to fill up a garbage bin every week. It's like a small portion of our normal garbage. So the city gave everyone like these new garbage bins that are for food waste only. They're locking because now you have food waste outside, so you have to have lockings, or they have to lock so you don't get like raccoons and whatnot. And it's like, I got half of mine just to spray paint this black and use it as a garbage bin, because there is no way I'm gonna bother with this. Like, I only bother recycling aluminum cans. So I might use that yard waste bin, or the food waste bin, as a plastic waste bin, and just fill it up and then see what I can do with it. Yard waste bin. I mean, you have chickens. If you've got chickens, they'll eat it. Like, my brother lives in Ottawa, and they have like all the different colors. Or is it Ottawa or Toronto where they have all the different colors? Where it's like, oh yeah, you know, everything has to be in all these organized bins and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, it all goes to an incinerator. Okay, so we got the front one. So this will cover up that. More. By the way, default Prusa pet cheese supports. Beautiful. Gotta love them. It just works. Like, Oop. Until it doesn't work and I snap the part because I was being too aggressive. Whoops. Maybe don't be that forceful removing supports on something so thin. If only I had some sort of plastic adhesive that I could use to reattach these components that I have slightly snapped. Would anyone in my audience be able to tell me of a brand of plastic adhesive that would work very good for reattaching something? Too many ugga-duggas, exactly. We ugged when we should have dugged. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help. I printed a lot of these parts with very minimal infill. So it's just like 2 walls. Gorilla Super Glue. Gorilla Glue. Glue something. Oh! Why not glue? That you could buy some today using the code in the using the link in the video description and using code Canuck, and you could save some money as well. And for you Americans, you could support an American company. We know how much you guys like that. Sorry, and gals. I mean, you're not going to see this part anyways. This is on the back of the Gundam. Yeah. That was a dumb break. Okay, so... there. And we just let that do its thing for a bit. Bought some PLA glue. Nice. Like, I like the ASA glue or the ABS glue. I can't remember which one it is. Because it's a little bit thicker than acetone. So I find it works a bit better when glooping together 3D printed parts that aren't perfectly flat. All the 2A people using Bambu machines. But yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, it kind of makes sense because they're very much a I just want it to work kind of thing. Like, that's the thing. Bambu's market is the same as Apple. They don't care about how they got there. They just care that the thing does what they want it to do. There we go. You know what's funny? When this is going to be sitting at 3D Printopia, nobody's going to notice that. And if you come up to me like, I noticed the crack on the back, I'll be like, you watched the live stream. Congratulations. Thank you for coming out. Okay, let that dry for a bit. I mean, that's one of the reasons I stopped using the Bambu machines. All their new stuff now requires that you have up-to-date firmware and that you're part of the cloud and everything, and I don't like that. Disclosure, yes, my Prusas are on the cloud. I use Prusa Connect, but I don't need to. That's the key. It's a choice. I can fully use these machines without the cloud. Plus, I'll be honest, I trust Prusa's cloud a little bit better than overseas cloud. But that's just me. Everyone has their own stances on things and whatnot. Okay, is this dry? Hopefully. Is it overseas? I didn't say it was an overseas. I'm just saying I trust it a bit more. The network requirement. Yeah, that's the thing. You can use a Bambu or a Prusa machine fully offline and get all the features. You can't do that with the Bambu, or at least the new ones. Like the whole, you have to opt into a developer system to be able to, you know, use Orca Slicer. Like that's the thing, the H2, for those that are buying the H2S, if you want to transfer files to it over the network, you have to you have to use Bambu Studio. You can't use Orca Slicer unless you connect it to their, like, unless you put it in developer mode. So you're going to be doing sneakernet, moving stuff via thumb drives, like it's freaking 2016 all over again. Which is kind of disappointing, let's be honest. Okay. So now we have upper leg and we have knee joint and we have the ability to pivot. There we go. Okay, so now we need to loop on some armor. So that goes in the back, that goes in the front, and it fully envelops all that. Okay, so front armor goes on like that. So it just kind of, I think it just kind of sits there. I need to get more 1, 2, 3 blocks. Where did I put all my 1, 2, 3 blocks? I really got to organize all my my weights and whatnot. There we go. And then I think this one just kind of, yeah, it just sits there. Okay, so this is going to be a bit annoying. Oh, this is going to be a bit annoying because the way this works is they just kind of slap on. Oh yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying. Okay, how am I going to do this without losing my mind? Because you need to go in there. Oh, this is going to be annoying. This is going to be annoying. Okay, this is going to need some funkiness. Oh, here, turn this on. This goes under here. And I can move this out. All right. And this will there. And then this here. There we go. So that all just kind of envelops the leg like that. So now I got to take it all apart and actually glue it together. Okay, so back to work. That's no fun. Don't leave me, Murph. Don't leave me, Murph. Come back. I want to watch Interstellar again. Such a good movie. Ah. Bottom first. Get the bottom in. Get the top in. There we go. Okay. There we go. Hulo, 44 months. That is crazy. That is certifiably cray-cray. Remember, the best way to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do is to become a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool and ballin', gifting memberships to others. Those are the best ways to support the channel. So, if you like these fun hangout streams, the yapping, the ranting, the building stuff, become a channel member today. There we go. That is one part of a leg. More in Super Eats than I would in channel membership. I need to rethink my decision. Well, here's the thing. Like, YouTube has this thing where I can like set goals of like 10 super chats, and if you get it within 2 hours, I will dance. But the thing is, I don't want the goal to be super chats, but I don't have any option other than super chats. Like, you know how on Twitch you have like sub goals? I should probably set up something like that. Considering my goal for running the channel is to have as minimal as possible third-party influence. TLDR, I don't like doing ad reads. I hate ad reads. We don't do ad reads around here. Okay, so that's that. So now, the other thigh. Look at that thigh. That is a, look at this thigh. Look at that thigh. That is a meaty, girthy thigh. And my speech impediment is making it hard for me. Thigh. Thick. Okay. Next leg. I need you. I need you. What are you doing in here? You belong with the backpack. There. Extra thick. Samuel Tremblay, $5. Cheers and $5 Canadian, eh? 10% to the gold. Cheers, buddy. 3 deca months. Wow, that's almost a septuple month. Just had some KFC thighs. I got KFC for the first time in a long time the other night. We were out running errands, and the little guy wanted to run into a dollar store for popsicle sticks. So him and the wifey ran in there, and it's like, well, shoot, we've been out for so long. I don't want to go home and cook now. Like, you know, when it's like, okay, we'll go out, run some errands, and I'll come home and make dinner. And then you're almost done, and you're like, I am too tired to cook dinner. So it's like, okay, you know what? Go bring him in the dollar store. I'm gonna go run to like one of the fast food places here and grab something for dinner. And I grabbed a bucket. I bought a KFC bucket. It has been a hot minute since I got a KFC bucket, and you know what? That shit bad, but it hits a spot. It does hit a spot. It does hit a spot. As bad as KFC is, it does hit a spot. So. Problem is, like, I can't really, it should be glued. Beard Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. Sights on the bean rifle is a massive chunk of plastic. Well, of course it is. What else would it be? Is it like just printed in clear PETG? Popeyes or Bojangles? We have a Popeyes in town. I have had Popeyes. The problem is there's none out where I am. Like, I would have to drive into town to go to the Popeyes, and we were on our way back home, and I don't live in town. Andy Miller, $20. Cheers and appreciate it. Hey now. Hey now. This is what dreams are made of. And Kevin, $5 for this. Health Changer Fund. Well, I mean, I do got to buy some stuff for the Health Changer, but not too much, but appreciate it. The kit's right here already. I already got the kit. I mean, to be fair, I have had KFC in the States, and I will say Canadian KFC is better than American KFC. Our food quality standards are a little bit higher, so it's not as bleh. But overall, it's still KFC. It's still slop. I love your content so much, I smashed the like button twice for good measure. It don't work that way, but thank you. It's like, wait a tick. Most KFCs and most places don't follow standards. I could see that being a problem. I could see that being a thing. Yeah, I could totally see that being a thing with them. You gotta smash it thrice. Not once, not twice, but thrice. By the way, in the Gundam video on Sunday that like nobody watched, so if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. I spent like 20 minutes putting that stupid Simpsons joke in it about the whole, that's how you know it's a Gundam. It's like, the way I say that's how you know it's a Gundam reminds me of the way Super Nintendo Chalmers say that's how you know it's a Honda. From that clip from The Simpsons from like, I swear half my audience was born after that episode. But yeah. But yeah, cheers for the 10, Bearded Printer. Did like the Simpsons Honda clip. That was fun. That was fun. And then the Forrest Gump one on the end, that was an easy one to do. You ain't got any legs, Lieutenant Gundam. We're fixing it now. We're giving you the magic legs. Oh, that's loosey-goosey. Pioneer chicken. Never heard of it. I did get Mary Brown's the other day. I don't know if I told you that. Which is like a Canadian chicken chain. And they do wedges. And they have a poutine made with potato wedges. And you know what? It ain't half bad. Chicken's pretty good too. little bit pricier than KFC, but that ain't bad. Then again, meat has gotten stupid expensive. Meat has gotten stupid expensive. So if you find a low price fast food place selling meat, be aware. I cut myself. Eggs are cheap here. We were at Costco Wednesday. 2 dozen eggs at Costco for like the large free range Costco eggs is $8.99 Canadian. So oh, I forgot to check this one. Oh, did I do both or I just did the one? Yeah, that's the one. Gotta do the other one. Canes. I have never had Raising Canes. I've heard from very reputable sources that it's not amazing, but the sauce is really good. Like the cane sauce. So it's like, it's an okay chicken place. Like it's nothing special, but the sauce is what makes it good. So they got decent sauce. $8.99, so like one year. I know, like it's basically half for pounds. I know when I go to England for Smurf, I always go, "Oh my God, that's so cheap," and then I realize actually no, that's double the price. Chick-fil-A is also that. Chick-fil-A does have a pretty good chicken sandwich. I do give Chick-fil-A the go for chicken sandwich. Weird religiousness aside, dude, when they open it, so we never, for the longest time, we don't, you know, in Canada there's a bunch of chains we don't have. We finally got a Chick-fil-A locally, because I think there was like a couple up in Toronto, but we finally got one a couple years back, and it was busy. So every time, it's near our mall, right? It's near the local mall. So every time I drove by the mall, I would see this stupid lineup. It's like, okay, we'll wait for it to calm down. And then the one day we go to the mall and there's like no lineup. And it's lunchtime. I'm like, oh, frick yeah. We're going to go get some Chick-fil-A. Because I didn't know it was Chick-fil-A. I called it Chick-fil-A. But anyways, so we go there and it's like we're in line, or we drive up to the drive-thru and there's nobody there. And then it's like, wait a minute. I see the sign. They're not open Sundays. I'm like, okay. And then I found out about the owners being all religious and whatnot. It's like, okay. I just wanted some chicken, damn it. No chicken for me, I guess. So now we gotta gloop this all together. Who loves glooping? Put a 1 in chat if you like glooping it. That sounds horrible. There we go. That is surprisingly tight. There we go. Freaking love gluten. Dude, gluten is so good. I still make bread every now and then. Nothing fancy, just like the 4-ingredient bread baked in a Dutch oven in the oven. But I do love me a good bread. It's funny, I don't really eat candy. Like, I'm not a candy guy. And when it comes to snacks, I don't really snack. My vice is bread. I am a sucker for baked goods. Like, give me a good garlic bread or even like a cheesy bread. Oh, I am on that shit. That's like my one vice is well, okay, I have a lot of vices. If you don't have a vice in your life, you're very boring. Everyone needs a vice. Although I do need more clamps too. But I hate when the stupid O-ring pops. There we go. Okay, now you go there. And now I gotta line all this up. And now we need the clamps. Nice. Okay. You. And I'm gonna hit you. This is gonna get big. This is gonna get big quick. Valuable lesson learned last night. PETG CF printed parts on a printer and an enclosure. Oh, as a printed part. Yeah, PETG enclosed. No. Open air, not too bad. Like if you're, like a Prusa Mark IV, open air is fine in PETG. But the moment you enclose it, CF PETG doesn't buy you anything for heat resistance. The PETG will still fail. So. Closure is only 60 degrees. So the problem with PETG, it's not that it fails, it's people seem to think like, oh, it works. Oop, it failed. It's kind of like it starts to get mushy at a certain temperature and then it fails at another temperature. So that's the problem with PETG. It will start to get weak before it fails. And the problem is in a 3D printer where you have forces on the printed parts. You have screws tightened up against stuff. You have belt tension, motors are mounted to stuff. What happens is this stuff just starts coming loose. PETG is gummy. And when you get it warm, it becomes gummier, right? You don't want your printer turned into all gummy goo. So, believe me, during the early days of Voron, a lot of people tried printing their Vorons out of PETG because at the time, printers that could reliably print ABS and ASA were not that common at the consumer level. So a lot of people are like, well, I've got, my ender, I'll just print my parts in PETG and bootstrap it. And then what ends up happening is people print their parts in PETG, they enclose their printer, it works for a bit, and they're like, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna bother printing the ABS parts and rebuilding my printer. That's annoying. I've done it, it sucks. And then all of a sudden you get a post in the Voron Discord where like the tool head fell apart because it melted. Because they left the PET G parts in. The very first Voron I built, V1 100, was a V1. The frame is the Tallboy frame. I printed all the parts in PET G on my Monoprice Select Mini. Every single part in MG Chemicals PET G. I actually may still have some of it downstairs. It was actually a really good PET G, not gonna lie. It printed beautifully on the Monoprice. But yeah, it was super disappointing because like what you do is you print the parts, you build the printer, you enclose the printer, you print all the parts again, this time in ABS, and then you take the printer apart and put it back together. So that's why PIF exists. I mean, we got to rebuild that Mark IV in there at some point. Might start that this Sunday. Maybe that'll be the Sunday night projects going forward, is just hang out while we rebuild a Prusa Mark IV. I have all the parts printed in ASA, in gold ASA. So we'll probably rebuild that one soon. Because the summer of being in that enclosure where it was getting up to 40 degrees Celsius, just ambient, did not treat those PET G parts right. I got half of mine to DM Joe, my idea for the XL2. Be like, Joe, make this printer. Oh my God, why I got 20 notifications on Twitter? What did I do? Oh, that's why. Two people are fighting. It's always funny when like just two people just start going at it in your comments and it's like you get 20 notifications because of it. It's like, okay, we're gonna mute that. Dumb pick and stream chat. Okay, 1 second. Let's see. Well, that's not dumb. That's just a lot of support. It's just a lot of support. You use organic support for that? Anytime I have like a flat surface, I don't bother with organic support. I go right to like, I'll just use like traditional support. Your printer plate is clear before sending a new print. Yep. That's one of the things I like about the tap. I have accidentally started a print on top of another print with tap. It don't care, it just homes on top of it. G. Michaels, I already did a big talk about it at the very beginning of the stream. I did it specifically at the beginning of the stream, so when people ask me mid-stream what my thoughts are, I could say go back and watch the beginning of the stream. But TLDR, H2D, or H2S, seems pretty cool for those that just wanted a bigger Bambu. I think it's a bit pricey for what it is, but yeah, it's the Bambu tax. It is what it is. You're paying for a little bit better quality and support. Hit and miss is what it is. But H2C, in my opinion, seems very hodgepodge. They basically took the index system from Vortek, copied it, but implemented it in the same way that that one company is, or Atom something, that one company Atom something is doing with the palette, where you're not taking advantage of the whole system. You're basically just using it for nozzle swapping. So you still have to do big retracts every time you do a filament change. You're still going to need AMS systems, and you're only limited to 6 colors plus the 7th nozzle. So it kind of like, the H2C honestly seems kind of like a half-assed implementation of the system. It needs its own printer, but they're shoving it into the H2 platform. So it needs its own printer to take advantage of all the benefits. And they're not taking advantage of all the benefits because they're shoving it in the H2 platform instead of developing its own printer. So that's my thought on it. It'll be better than, don't get me wrong, it'll be more efficient than an AMS system. Okay. Using the existing frame for the tool. Well, that's the problem with the way things are moving in the 3D printing industry. Well, that's a yellow jacket. Why the fuck is there a yellow jacket in here? I don't like stinging insects. How did you get in here? Go away. Go away. I'm not afraid of stinging insects. I just really don't like them. As a kid, I was stung a bunch by bees, and it's kind of like left one of the little mental things. So it's like, I just don't like stinging insects at all. I just don't like it. Where's the Nerf gun? Oh, now I don't know where it went. I like LED lights. It's hanging by the one non-LED light. Okay. And there was a wasp in the studio. Yeah, oh, I chased that bitch down and sprayed it. Remember the spider in the basement? Where a giant spider just started crawling across my desk midstream? That was fun. Okay, this should be dry by now. You know what it is? I have to, so the problem, you want to know what's causing this problem? My garbage, where I store my garbage can, is like right on the other side of this wall right here outside. And my garage door is right there. And my garage door, I need to reseal it. I need to like redo the weather stripping and everything. There's a bunch of gaps in it and whatnot. So I have to like redo all of that. And that's probably where they're getting in. So, because it's like at the night, on the Saturday night streams, like there's a lot of bugs that get in here. Because I have all the studio lights, so it's bright in here. So when it's dark outside, they see the little light and they come in. So I think that's what's going on. So, okay. So, good, that's glued together. That's that. You're gonna go on here, so I gotta clean you up. Probably should have cleaned this up a bit better. Got something in my workshop to set off the hue motion. It's a Sam Squanch. It's a Sam Squanch. Dude, this thing is gonna look so badass when it's done. I'm so disappointed the videos I'm doing on this aren't doing well. Tried playing around with thumbnails, different titles. It's just not working. It is what it is. It's an unfortunate trend I've noticed. Videos about like tuning printers and modding printers, they're not as popular anymore. They're kind of dying off because nobody's building, well, okay, let me rephrase that. People aren't building printers like they used to. People aren't modding their printers like they used to. And personally, I have like no desire to do like hot end upgrade videos on Creality printers and whatnot. Like that, I don't find it fun. So I'm trying to branch into other things like props and cosplay and building giant Gundams. I'm trying to diversify my portfolio of content. And it's just like, when you try to go out of your bubble, the bubble pops and don't like it. And it's like, I don't like it. Okay, that's that. I'm just doing a dry. Always do, especially when you're working with like gloop, always do a dry fit to make sure everything works before you go and actually gloop it. The last thing you want to do is to put it all together and go, oh wait, this don't work. So what am I planning to do with it? I'm going to put this in the corner of my bedroom and it's going to watch over me at night. I'm going to reenact the lying in bed with, you know, what's the meme? What's the... what's it? It's like just be like, it's when people have a hobby or whatever. It's like, oh, just lying in bed with my spouse and their $500 collection of Gunpla or whatever. You know that meme. Where'd I put the glue? Got a 6'6" battle droid watching me over at night. That's how you know it cares. No, the plan is I do want to redo the studio room downstairs into more of a studio room. We've been using it for Twitch streams, building Gunpla, and I want to turn it to more of a studio for videos and just have this be just the workshop and print farm area. So I need to get rid of a bunch of printers. I need to figure out how to get rid of a bunch of printers. I need to clear out a bunch of printers, and I need to redo the studio room downstairs. And part of it is I want to have like a shelf with all the helmets that I have the Gundam sitting there, basically turn it into like a proper-ish kind of studio space. So. Okay, let's do this. There. 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 By the way, having the A5100 as the mobile cam is so nice now. Look how much better this looks than a webcam. Auction off. I might. The problem is they'd be sold all as is because some of them have had like, you know, I need to get rid of this FL Sun that's been sitting on my floor for like a year that I haven't done anything with. So. Remember the one that I drilled a hole in the roof so I can change the, where the draws air in? Don't get rid of it. No, the A-net, I like having the A-net around because it's got like a cracked frame and I've cut wires off of it. It's literally a mess. But the A-net is I need a generic printer for a video. Like, and I use the A-net as a prop for that. So anytime I need just generic 3D printer and I don't want to like use a Prusa or my Bambu or Voron because I don't want it to like, generic 3D printer, here's the A-net kind of thing. I need to talk to my kids' school to see if they will take them. I asked a while ago, and they're like, we'll look into it and we'll get back to you, and then they never got back to me. And I think the person I talked to wasn't the person I really should have been talking to for that kind of thing. But yeah. So let that dry. So we should have movement. Yeah, we got movement there. movement there, sweet. So yeah, so if you're wondering, like, we can move the leg up, down, out, in, it pivots, and we got a knee joint. So there is actually a surprising amount of movement in these. Dual China has a Segway guy who gets printers into school mace. Well, the thing is, like, I'm in Canada, right? So a lot of the programs are different. I know Joel has that whole thing he started up. I would love to get into that. Like, I'll be honest, I've been trying to figure something to do other than YouTube that involves 3D printing in my area. Because I do want to... I know the YouTube thing is a temporary thing, and all good things come to an end kind of thing. So I'm prepping for the future. But I'm so disappointed on how little there is involving additive manufacturing in my area. Like, I would really love to work, like, after I'm done the YouTube thing full time. Because again, the plan, this was only supposed to be temporary, was to try and find something to move into. But there is nothing local to me for additive at all. Like, nothing. It's super disappointing. Look at these. Look how good these thighs look. Some nice meaty thighs. For Save the Tico. Tico ain't going anywhere. It's my nightlight. I got my Tico. I got my spinning rainbow light bulb from Big Tree Tech, and I got my LDO 2024 top creator thing. Okay, so what's next? Oh, the lower legs parts. Okay. And then after this, holy shit, there's only these 2 pages. I have the feet together already. So I got to put this, this, and this. This I already have together. The feet slide in. So I should be able to slide the feet in. Unfortunately, I think I got to clean these up because I don't think I took the supports off these. Yeah. So we got to do some support removal. Don't become a photographer. There's no money in it. Ask me how I know. I suffer from essential tremors. My handshake, I can't be a photographer. There's a reason my cameras have really good image stabilization. So. I think Segway not adjusting us. I mean, I'll look into it, but I was just kind of hoping by now, you know, the town I live in, for those that don't know, I live, we'll call it the Windsor, Ontario area, Southern Ontario, is very heavy in manufacturing. Lot of tool and die, tool and mold. I am a mold maker by trade. Like, I am a tradesman, and all that jazz. But I got out of the industry because of the trends it was moving in. I didn't like the trends. The company I worked for got bought out. It all kind of went to crap. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll do YouTube for a bit. Made sense at the time with some other stuff going on. And then hopefully something will change. I really like this additive manufacturing thing. But unfortunately, it kind of hasn't. And the trade that I got out of, that the plan was, hey, I'll just go back into the trade, has kind of gotten worse. Especially with the current regime down south. So it's kind of like, oh shit. I'll keep going YouTube, I guess, for now. Milkshake vendor. I'll just be one of those people that sells Etsy crap at farmers markets. This spatula that it came with one of the resin printers I have, has been amazing for support removal. It's nice and stiff and stubby, and it's got the, you just put the flat side against the part, and the side that's got the little chamfer on it. Focus. This side you put into the support, and it just pops it right out. One. Troy, RC Chris. I did a few videos with quadcopters and they did not do good. I think quadcopter type stuff has kind of died off a bit. Just like paying attention to it. I think a lot of the laws that the US put in place with being licensed for quadcopter flying, even like Bando, like the little FPV ones, have kind of ruined a lot of the fun and got people less interested in the hobby. Because like every FPV person that I watch on YouTube are like, a good chunk of them are like, those are the names you watch, and they are not big channels. I don't think it's that kind of big, or it's not that big. Although I have been watching a lot of Peter Schriepel lately, so maybe I'll just do big dumb stuff. Can we 3D print a go-kart? Can you 3D print a go-kart? I don't know, let's find out. Because he does boats. And while I do have a lake around me, I don't trust it that much. Actually, that would be fun. Can you 3D print a go-kart? We have the Venture XL. We can print big things on it. I know Ivan did it. I mean, as long as I don't print it in red PLA, I'm not copying Ivan, right? And as long as I don't use spacers. You said Lego. I wouldn't be a Lego go-kart. Can you do a fully print-in-place go-kart? Or a boat. Do a boat. I have a lot of Pet G now. Prusa sent me a lot of Pet G for this. And I'll probably have a couple, half dozen kilograms left over. And I'll probably have some gloop left over. So 3D print a boat and glue it all together with gloop. Bitwit seems to be giveaway. Yeah, I don't like being a giveaway streamer. Like, yeah, we do giveaways. Enter to win a spool of polymaker filament. But I don't want that to be my content. I don't want to be the guy who the only reason you're here is for the free shit. There's already enough of those. Can you 3D print a surfboard? Yes, you can. I did an interview with some folks at Open Sauce last year that 3D print surfboards. They actually used a modified Voron to do it. Problem is, I can't surf. My name's Charlie. I don't surf. But also, there's nowhere to actually surf around me. I do not live on the ocean. I live next to the Great Lake. That's not a Great Lake. Can you make a functional tool shed? I mean, wouldn't it be hard? You could. I've actually had an idea to use 3D print as forms for foam. This has been an idea, and watch, I'm talking about it on stream. Somebody's gonna do it and beat me to it. Son of a stupid fly. The idea would be to print something that needs to be supporting weight, like a chair or something, but print it with like vase mode, so it's hollow, and then fill it with like a low density expanding foam. So that way you can print stuff that's strong much quicker and using a lot less material, and it makes it solid. People surf on Superior. I'm near Lake St. Clair. And then we have Lake Erie on the other side. I ain't going to Superior. I ain't gonna go hang out with the Edmund Fitzgerald. My YouTube subscription fee is just, dude, that's what I woke up to. That's like, oh, embargo day. Need a few walls to not get, well, that's why I figure low density and then design it where the bottom's open so it could just expand up and then you just cut it off and then put a sheet over it or something. It's funny, I printed these 4 times. Like one for the, or there's four parts here. There's 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. So left leg and right leg. And it's funny, one of them, or one pair, the support came off beautifully. The other pair, I'm like hacking away at it. All I did was just change it from this way to this way so the pattern is different. And one, it comes off much easier than the other. When you do PLA PETG supports, do you have any issues with the first layer over the supports? Sometimes. I find if I have better luck with CF PETG because it's a little bit more, the surface finish isn't as smooth, so it tends to bite into the PLA a bit better. Also, I found using Polymaker PLA Pro works really good. The matte PLAs. The shiny PLAs, I didn't have as good luck. The matte PLAs, I had better luck for dissimilar materials. It sticks a bit better when you're putting down that first layer, because some parts, yeah, see, this one came off pretty good. Didn't. Yeah, like, so this is the top of the part. This is just regular PETG, because I ran out of CF PETG. You could see how it's kind of warped. This was regular CF or regular PETG on regular PLA. It didn't work as good. It still worked. The part's functional, and I'm going to use it because it's all going to be covered in armor anyways. But it didn't work as good as I hoped it would work, unfortunately. So, yeah. But compared to how much material I wasted in support, being able to use the dissimilar materials very quickly and reliably on a tool changer is why I probably will never go back to a non-tool changer system for anything multi-material related. Tom mentioned that in his video with the H2S. Oop, hit the button. Tom, go watch Tom's video on the H2S that he put out. One of his big things was like, this is a premium machine, but you're losing some of those, what we now consider premium features. Like you're not able to do dissimilar materials as reliably without a shit ton of purge. So that's kind of a problem. Okay, so how does this go on? So we got, that goes in there, that goes in there. So there's 2 parts and then that goes in there. Okay, so which one is which? Which one is which? That. This one is this one, I think. Okay. And this is probably that one. It should make this one and this one the other ones. I think these are all the same. Or is this one, this one? seems pretty, these look all the same, L12, L13. Okay, and now I need, this is left leg. Guys, how does this even work? So you go like that. Oop. Where are my tweezers? Oh. And that only changes the nozzle. Looks like a cool solution if it works. Electric Cafe. Look at Vortek Index. The thing that annoys me about the H2C is it does what the Index does, but worse. It basically is just a nozzle changer, but more expensive. And you still have to have an AMS. So you're still going to need an AMS. You're still going to need 2 AMSs to fully use the system. And you're still going to have a wait for the filament to retract all the way out. So you still got to wait for all the retracting and everything. So it's not going to be that much faster. And if anything, it'll be slower than, it might even be slower than a standard AMS system. Maybe. So that goes in the front. Okay, so. So that goes like that. Does this just kind of go in there? You just kind of go in there, don't you? Okay. That just fills that void. Just goes in there, so I guess we'll gloop it in a bit. Actually, does that fit in all the way? Oh, no, it's got to go in from the back. Yeah. So that does come out a bit, and all this stuff does attach to it, it looks like. Okay. Should I gloop this in place? Yes or no? I'm going to gloop it in place and roll the dice. We'll put a little bit of gloop. Put a little bit of gloop. Little bit of gloop. Because, yeah, there's a bit of floating around to that. That's a horrible idea. That's a horrible idea. I'm not going to bother with the gloop. I'm not going to bother with the gloop. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the gloop. Screw it. Okay. So you got to go in here. So bring this leg up. You're going to go on here. We're going to have to shim the heck out of this. Like the Index more and look forward to, yeah, Index seems like the big advantage you will have with Index is it is, in my opinion, a better system overall. The downside with Index is it is, as far as I know right now, no commercial printers are using it. It is a add-on to existing systems. So if you're looking for a turnkey solution, Index will not be on your list. So that's where Bambu has the advantage. It's turnkey. Turkey? Turkey? Turkey. It's turkey. Hello, hello, hello. What time are we at? Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to end stream soon. Shit. Let me see if I can get this on. Then we'll call it. How the Vortek system works. Look at the Bontek, go look at any video for Bontek Index, and then imagine cutting the filament and an AMS system to it. So it's like, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but don't copy it as well. So it's more akin to the Palette 300 printer from Atom Stack or Atom Forge or whatever they're called. So it's more akin to a nozzle swapping system than a tool changing system. How tight is that? Check this. Yeah. Oh, dude, that whole mechanical complexity of that whole 6 tool docking, undocking mechanism with a latching mechanism and everything, that's just added cost and complexity. Index just goes, Okay. So now, we need to gloop all this. Prusa's developing. Honestly, if I was Prusa, build an XL2 using the Core 1 type building construction method. So basically XL, but built like a Core 1. Okay. And then go reach out to Bontek and license the index system. That's what I would do. It's still going to be pricey, but with the index system, the individual tools are not that expensive. And also with how big an XL is, you can have a lot of tools on it. So it's kind of like, I think that's what I would personally do if, you know, my name was Joe, but my name is not Joe. My name is Jeff. Okay. Now we gotta clamp this bitch. There we go. Quit falling over. Go gadget will be ducky. That ain't gonna work. Ah, there we go. When in doubt, N64. Save me, James. There we go. There we go. When you need the extra support. Why do I have an N64 GoldenEye cartridge out here? That's a very good question. I actually have no idea. I can't remember why it's out here. That is that. Well, this is where the foot attaches. So the foot attaches onto here. And this is where the thing. So I might be able to stand this up pretty soon. Speaking of standing up, you should get yourself a drink of Gamer Sups. Use code Canuck, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Do this now. The clamps. Okay, we're gonna have to call it here because the wifey's heading to work and it's just me and the little guy now. So we're gonna call it here. I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes to enter for your chance to win some polymaker filament. Link in the video description, enter for your chance. We're gonna do a giveaway of some polymaker filament in like 2 minutes. So enter now. I'm gonna let this dry for a bit. I'm gonna put the other one on, put the armor on, and then the lower legs are done. MacBoy Pro gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated, thank you. Yeah, I got to pick up some of this stuff to try out because it's low carbon fiber content. So it'll basically, the hope is, I'm not a huge fan of carbon fiber ABS and ASA. ASA and ABS have pretty low layer adhesion to begin with. So adding a high percentage of carbon fiber, a lot of times it's like 15, 20%. That shit don't stick to itself, right? Carbon fiber doesn't stick to carbon fiber on its own. So you lose layer adhesion on something that already has iffy layer adhesion, unless you print it really hot. So this low carbon fiber CF would actually be really nice. Also, hey, it's on sale. So click the link in the video description. You save some money and support the channel at the same time. Aha. It's only in 0.5. Yeah, they're only doing 0.5 kilogram for a lot of these spools. It's kind of annoying. Just get the 3 kilogram spool. Be a baller. Come on, be a baller. Get the 3 kilogram spool. I ordered a bunch of 3 kilogram spools. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Did you enter to win some filament? Yes, you did. Link 2 sheets. Create new sheet. And you like the smash button, right? I'm not saying if you like the smash button, it'll improve your chances of winning. However, I am saying now that you're aware of that, are you really going to risk it? Hey, did you have an issue getting a gantry installed in the frame? Unless I instantly spent a few hours and now I cannot see. Huh? Oh, okay, looks like I gotta help Modbot there with some Venture XL stuff after I'm done streaming here. Okay, let's, somebody do something? Somebody do something? I like your new direction, but like to build printers. Like, what? Oh, you like the new direction, but like to build print. You can only build printers for so long. I've been doing it for like 5 years, streaming printer builds. And I'm still gonna be doing it. Like, we are gonna be building stealth changers soon. It's just, gotta diversify. getting a fused one that saw the price. Yeah, that shit ain't cheap. That shit ain't cheap. Okay, so race, random, add names, clear. Names. Is the Starship launch still on for tonight? 169. Nice. Oh, we did this one recently. 169. Let's do a different one. Random. Ooh, that one looks fun. Draw a ball from the bottom this time. What do you mean from the bottom? I mean, it's random. I just pick one that, you know, I turn the names off, so I don't know which ball I'm picking. But you want one from the bottom? Like, what do you mean the bottom? Like the bottom from front to back or from top to bottom? How about we split the difference and pick one from the middle? How about this one right here? Edmund Chow. Edmund Chow, if you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament from Polymaker. But if anyone else wins, you just get the spool of filament. Will it explode? I mean, technically it will actually explode. Regardless, the whole Starship will explode because they're doing a water landing for the booster because they want to test a bunch of safeties, like what happens if an engine comes out, if they can like use a non-moving engine to offset a failed moving engine during landing. So they're going to hover at like 500 meters over the Gulf of Mexico and then let it fall. So that's going to blow up. And then the Starship itself will, best case scenario, crash and burn in the Pacific. Or Indian Ocean. So it's gonna blow up either way, but I want it to blow up at the end.
What thing?
What thing?
Nothing.
Nothing? I don't know. What are you doing out here? Did mommy leave for work already?
No.
No? Is she leaving soon? Oh. Oh, someone almost sniped it. What are you doing? What are you getting in the fridge? Why are you getting a pop? Oh, you're getting it from mommy? Okay, good little man. So, for those wondering, this is a ghost, apparently. This is a ghost of the top time on here, so. Sorry, Errol, if you are entered and you thought you were winning, you are a ghost. We figured that out last stream. Tom Taylor Jr. TTJ has won. Tom TJ has won. Congratulations, Tom Taylor Jr. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. So everyone, golf claps in chat. That's funny. Technically, I'm a TJ. My middle name starts with a J. Somebody tried calling me that once and my mom shot that shit down hard. She's like, no, he is not a TJ. So apparently I was a TJ for a bit. Somebody in like grade school called me a TJ, like one of my teachers. And my mom's like, no, he is not that. So yeah. Okay. So we're going to call it there. I will probably finish putting these legs together off stream. As for the Friday stream, what are we going to be doing? If all goes well, if the Polymaker order I put in comes in, we'll start printing stuff for the Stealth Changer. Also, the big guy, the Venture XL, we need to turn that into a umbilical machine at some point. So we got to start, I got to modify some parts and do some CAD work for that and print some parts for that. We also have a Mark IV that we need to replace the parts with not warpy PETG parts. So that's also on the list of things to do. What else is on the list of things to do? I actually got to make a list of things to do because we got a bunch of stuff. Also, I'm going to try designing a fully 3D printed go-kart that will fit on like one plate. Can you print a full go-kart in one print? We're going to try. We're going to try. Okay. We're going to call it there. I think. Yeah, we're going to call it there. We're going to call it there. I gotta call it there. Wife's gotta go to work. I gotta go watch the little guy. I gotta go be Mr. Mom. Yeah, on the Venture, so 600 millimeters. So we're gonna call it there. Shout out to everyone that joined the stream today. Huge Thank you to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them, like the Gamer Sups one and the Gloop one, use code Canuck, save some money. There's other links in there as well. And for those that, Polymaker has a sale on. Go check that out as well. And for those that donate to the channel, give to memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor, Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.